Hey people, very good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh once again. Today my video is gonna be not a new fragrance, it's a very old fragrance. Nowadays this fragrance doesn't get mentioned, I believe, almost anywhere, because the fragrance that I'm gonna be comparing, the EDT and EDP versus sort of, I haven't done this video. First of all, that's my reason, number one, to do it. Second reason is, I'm sorry again about the music festival is going on. The second reason would be, like, I just saw a while ago, one guy posted in one of my friends group, Jensen's. This guy is asking like, hey, I purchased the Bleu De Chanel, it doesn't look legit, guys, could you help me out? So he posted pictures of the bottle, so I kind of helped him out, just like many other people, and in the end it turned out to be fake. So I'll be showing you some the signs, how the bottles look like presentation wise, box and bottle, and I'll tell you a few tips if you want to avoid fakes, and how to be alert. So nowadays, again, first of all, Bleu de Chanel, it's now got some age to it, and after the release of this fragrance, Dior Sauvage, which is my 200 bottle, I have little left, I think about 20 ml or so. So after release of this fragrance, Bleu de Chanel sort of kind of lost its popularity, I would say, because this fragrance is a bit more versatile. You can wear it around the summers and winters, as well as it has better performance during any time of the year. Bleu de Chanel does have some performance issues. So for many reasons, Bleu de Chanel is no longer a topic. So I'm just glad to be bringing back this topic, because it was once a big fragrance. It's inspiration for a lot of fragrance today. A lot of safe fragrance you see fragrances like Versace's Dylan Blue. Of course, they have influence also from Sauvage, but Sauvage was influenced by Bleu de Chanel. So without wasting some more time, let me show you my two boxes first. I have the EDT and EDP, and here are the boxes. So you see, first of all, I'll show you the boxes from very close. You see, there's a little bit difference between the two boxes. This is the EDT and this is the EDP. And the video obviously is not for people who already know this fragrance, so you can skip it if you want. This is for people who are actually not familiar or looking to buy this fragrance now. So it has, the EDT has some borders here, and the EDP has, like, the whole thing is like the borders are dark blue, I believe. Okay, almost no borders, it's just like whole dark blue. Rest all same, but here it says EDP and this is EDT, and these are both 100 ml bottles. Up top you'll get your CC, but as you can see, the EDP is darker, it continues here. This is a bit silver, or rather, yeah, silver like CC. At the back, they're gonna be like this. Gonna be some information here from the close if you wanna see. Okay, and you can see here the writings are sort of like, punched, so it's not gonna be, you can actually feel the writings here, it's all punched in there. Okay, and the ingredients as well. Then bottom, oh good lord, these people are going crazy really at 5 a.m 4 a.m. This is music festival, the residential area, horrible. Anyway, bottom, here you go, you get your batch code here, right, for the EDT as well as the EDP, and you're gonna get, it is gonna pretty much look like these. So if you see something different from this box, so maybe you should check it out. Okay, this is how they look. So this bottle was bought, EDT was bought in Malaysia, this one is Bangladesh, but these are both legit. So apart from that side, nothing much like that. Okay, so those are the boxes. Now the bottles are very identical, just one or two differences. Here are the bottles, which are almost, my bottles are almost like at the bottom, as you can see, juice level. EDP is a little bit more than EDT, so I used a lot of these. This fragrances, okay, like the bottle, it's the exact same bottle, but just the EDP says Eau de Parfum here. Apart from that, here is the thing to look for. These are both magnetic caps. Okay, and the CC should only face this way. It should never be in either box, in either bottle. It can never be like this, because if you let it go, it goes back to that. All right, even if you try to change it, it goes back this way. Okay, so magnetic top. If you get a non-magnetic version, likely it's fake. The bottles, it's kind of opaque on both, but you can see, I put it against the light, it can see the juice. All right, the atomizer, I mean, I don't know what else to look for. Then the sprayers, they're gonna look like this. Okay, it's gonna have the white and then the silver, and there's nothing much on the top. Okay, and you can actually see the neck of the thing, kind of silverish here on both. All right, let me show you the other one as well. Here, same sort of white atomizer. Okay, so yes, so those are the things to see. Now the guy who posted the picture, he posted the bottom was like here, the stickers are like this, right? In the original ones you can see the information, you can pause and you can see. You should match it, you know, they should both always be same. Here is a 3.4 Bleu De Chanel information, 100 ml Chanel EDP. This one will say EDT, but the guy's one had said Allure. So the Allure is a different line altogether. It cannot say Allure. So check out for those. Always check out for these sort of detailing if you want to avoid fakes. Okay, and these prayers are really good too. So before I compare them together, let me tell you a couple of tips. Okay, so if you want to avoid the fakes, first tip I would give is buy from, if possible, legit Chanel boutiques if you have access to. Like Dior, Chanel, they have their own boutiques, right? So if you can go to those shops and you pay in the retail, yes, you're gonna pay a little bit more because retail is always the maximum plus the tax and all that. So if you're paying that, highly likely you are secured to have a legit bottle always. You cannot receive a fake from a boutique. Second thing is, if you're trying to buy from online, these Chanels and Dior's don't get discounted much. You should know this. Many other fragrances, Armani, brands like Armani, even Guerlain, Versace, even Tom Ford's, they get highly discounted. But Chanel and Dior, for some reason, never. Even Creeds are highly discounted. You can find various prices. So if you see Chanel, like for example, this one in Malaysia or Bangladesh, this one you have to pay pretty much around 10,000 taka. That is like nearly $100. So in Malaysia, I think it's about $80 when I bought them last. Now I think it's getting more, about $90 for this kind of bottles. So if you see around that price range, it's a good sign. But if you see, like apart from the presentation, you also see like someone selling it for 50 bucks, 100 ml bottle. That is highly unlikely. If you see that, definitely avoid that place because it cannot be that cheap. It cannot be heavily discounted like that. All right. So these are some tips I would say. The last one I'm gonna say is, despite all the stuff, even if you have original legit bottle, what some of these guys do after, like let's say you use these bottles and it's finished. Some of the people, what do? Do you keep your bottle? Sometimes you throw it away, right? So some of these guys, they find these bottles in the garbage bag and they collect it and refill with fake counterfeit perfumes. In that case, you are helpless. They might sell it for original legit price with exact same presentation, then you are still busted. But then if you buy from legit trustworthy sellers, you're likely to avoid that. So always try before you buy. Never blind buy a fragrance, which even if it's $10, don't blind buy, right? So those are my tips to find real versus original. Now coming to the comparison, I know a lot of topics to cover. So EDT and EDP, I said it like when I had the EDT and I tried the EDP, I had a sample, and I told in that video, I believe these are kind of like redundant purchase. If you have one, the other one is redundant. So if you're not a collector, okay, let's say you're not collecting fragrances by brands or A to Z, yeah, I would still say there's a redundant. You can just get one and that will do just fine. Both of these are okay, you know, like if you're asking how they smell wise, they're fantastic. The EDT, first thing you need to know, is more fresher. It has much more grapefruit blast and it projects really good for about 1 to 2 hours. Then it goes like very close skin scent and dies within 3 hours in summers. This it doesn't have the huge projection, the EDP. It has a bit more sophistication, a bit more darker, a bit more depth in it, but it does last longer than this. So on the summer days, which these are supposed to be summer scents, they're not. These are much better at spring and cooler weather, even at nighttime, because they have much later incense and bit more darker notes, which makes it masculine spicy. So they both are really compliment getters. If you're wearing this in the cold weather, this is gonna last you about 5 hours with the current formulation. EDP is gonna last you, I think, around 7 hours, because I get really good performance from this. It lasts a long time on the skin. Build quality is good, but for the price, you know, if you're asking me either one, which one should you go for, I would still say go buy Sauvage if you don't want to pay this price. I think nowadays, if you spend about $120 in Bangladesh, you can get almost near this price. You can get 200 ml of Sauvage. So it's kind of like, you know, more value. But then again, coming back to this sense, you know, like if you really love, if you're a Chanel lover and you just, these smell, you know, let me tell you again, it's up to people how they say it. But to me, Bleu De Chanel has to be one of the safest, one of the nicest, like all-rounding scent. Like it will be professional, it can be formal, casual. You can do a lot of these things. It's one of the safest fragrances. It defines literally the safe fragrances. So you can go either way. You can always gonna get compliments from these people. Can tell these are high-class fragrances. They don't smell cheap. They have lot of bottles sold all over the world, still selling. These are still Chanel's top sellers because Chanel doesn't have anything new to offer. So look into Bleu De Chanel. I mean, if you ask for a recommendation out of these two, if you're just gonna go, if you want more projection, EDT. If you want more performance, sort of more sophistication, EDP. All right. I believe summertime you can get away with EDT, but it won't last that long. That's the sad part. From $100 fragrance, if it lasts only 3 hours, it's kind of sad. But then again, these two are my favorites. You know, I really believe they're not gonna be gone in the history. You know, people still gonna remember this. It's gonna be like a sort of like how to say one in the vault. You know, one of the special fragrance in the vault, and iconic fragrances of all time, right? So Bleu De Chanel, love it or hate it. People say they're boring, nothing special, generic, but I would say still bestsellers from Chanel. That means something, right? So those are the things I want to talk about, and hopefully this video will help many people out there. So thank you guys for watching once again. Thanks for supporting. I'll be doing more videos soon. Take care. Good night.